Already today's city challenge: Black Dusk Cloud, no Aegis Armor, Flashbang Revenge, and Shield Swarm. And with no Aegis Armor, that really doesn't matter. But then aside from that, there's Flashbang Revenge, which really also doesn't matter. But then there's Shield Swarm, which is a lot more problematic because, well, I don't actually have a CHA, but instead I've got a Thumper. Which is nice and all, but it's still Shield Swarm, and it would be quite nice to actually be able to shoot through the shield and actually hit the units, which, unfortunately, it's not going to be very easy. So hopefully the units are all going to very nicely put on their shields and it's all going to go fantastic, which isn't exactly guaranteed. So effectively, hopefully it happens, and that's really about it. But so far we haven't really gotten any shield units, which I must say is actually a great thing. So let's try and hopefully have that continue. But as from that, there's those relentless flashbangs, which, I mean, there is a mech over there. And I will say it's tempting, but what's not tempting is that one unit that's holding up the shield the entire time. So if everyone could just put on their shield so I can fire a few shots, that would be absolutely fantastic. Do not try and do that. That is not exactly what I had in mind, but we could always heal up. Clear the units before they start moving up. Speaking of which, this is not going to end well. So now that we're relatively clear, and by relatively clear I just mean barely, we're gonna go through here, we're gonna somehow avoid getting shot at all, and we're just gonna go over here, and well, we're just gonna quickly get some ammunition because, well, really, we really just should. But we're gonna go through here, we're gonna go over here, and we've got a long thumper shot to fire since Cyber's waiting over here, which seems relatively obvious, but there is a screwdriver over there, which is always nice. Which means that what we're gonna do right now is just try and stay alive. That's really all there is to the plan, so we're just gonna slowly clear the units, hopefully not get flashbang, which we really shouldn't be. And hopefully not have units flank from behind, which would not be much better. And whilst we wait, we could say out to that one unit over there, and that one unit over there, avoid getting flashbang, peek up a bit further, and right now we'll be... Right then. Unfortunately, the units don't really get flashbang, which is a bit of a shame, really, but I suppose right now is the best time to just back away, just so that we once again don't get flashbanged. Seems like a relatively obvious policy, but that should be open soon, which means that we are getting out of here relatively soon. Hopefully. It's a bit of an awfully long wait, which I can't say it's the most ideal, but so far it's going out just fine, so now we can hopefully just back away as fast as possible and just hopefully not encounter anyone. Are you alright over there? We're gonna go over there, we're gonna breach that, and then we're gonna breach that. And I mean by extension also that, but it's not really quite as significant, so there's really not a lot to it. And right now would be a great time to get a bit of extra mech kits that we very much do not need, and perhaps a backup C4 in case we for some reason want to use it later on, which the answer is probably not, unless it's that one spot which is actually... I don't know why I'm surprised, but I'm gonna be a bit careful of units behind me since there's a very real chance that I might be flanking. But we're gonna go through here now, and we're just gonna avoid the whole getting shot thing, which, so far I must say, is absolutely stellar. And I mean, the best part about all of this is that we can actually take the screwdriver as well. And with a full inventory, that's gonna go just fine because, well, we've got enough mech kits, we've got enough resources, we've got just enough breaching tools, which hopefully someone's gonna breach through that door, but otherwise I'll be placing a C4 and it's gonna be still relatively obvious. And that's about how scared we should be of shields, because if we give them even more than 1 second, they might very well just put a shield up and just start rushing towards the panel, which we're not really hacking anything at the moment, but it was quite irritating just now, having to throw 30 bullets just to get one unit, but regardless, hopefully it'll go well, and right now seems like a great time to just go through here. Well, I mean, if you're gonna breach this for me, it does make things quite convenient. So I'm not gonna complain about that, and we're just gonna go through here. This door is actually gonna be breached, which we kind of all heard the sound just now, but it's always nice actually seeing it close up. But now that we can get this vent open, we can just sprint through here. And well, because I really want to, I suppose we could just bind the C4 real quick, once we identify which one it actually is, and then we'll just blow this door up instead of using a thumper, which there really is no reason for doing so, but maybe more units will show up to us much faster, which isn't actually a good thing, but maybe it won't happen, and that would be fantastic. It's happening right now. This is not fantastic. Could the units just move up a bit more right now? One more unit. And now that we're done with that, we can just run through here, hopefully avoid getting shot, go through here, and continue avoiding getting shot. I mean, that's a relatively simple policy, but we're gonna try not to get stuck behind a door. We're gonna go through here, and there's not gonna be a unit over there, which is just fantastic. So hopefully there are no units going through here when I go back upstairs, to hopefully not get sniped by, let's just say, 20 CBRCs, which I would consider relatively bad, so hopefully it stays that way. And we're just gonna go over here and we're gonna drop off a few medkits since we really don't need that many medkits. It's not that complicated, we just don't, so we're gonna leave some over there in the hopes that it will be vaguely useful later on, which I suppose it will be, well, less useless later on, so hopefully that's gonna be done soon. And then afterwards we can finally stage over there and plant the final two, which we still have a thumper, but we should still be careful right now since presumably the units are gonna show up relatively soon. There is an extra medkit over there, I'm realizing, and that's quite fantastic. So we're gonna plant one over here. Hopefully Cyber won't encounter any units too soon. And then we're gonna run through here. We're gonna plant one over here. And we're just gonna go downstairs. Seems like a relatively simple method, so we're just gonna work with it. We're gonna activate this over here. And hopefully, units won't show up behind us. But I mean, we always have a thumper that would be vaguely useful, I suppose. So far it's not, actually. Could you kindly just not, as I try and remain alive right now, which seems like a relatively precarious strategy, given, well, the presumably multiple units behind me trying to shoot at me right now, which, I mean, this strategy works, I guess, which is just having the Onyx unit die fast enough, but regardless, that's a daily challenge and it's just over 7 minutes. Cheers everyone, have a great time!